Now students, once you see that your Power BI has loaded that Excel file into your computer, you will see on the right hand side there is a panel. In the panel it will show you your name of your table. So now this is where he has uploaded all your data into Power BI. Now your next job would be either click on this drop down and explore all the columns which are a part of your table. Okay, so wherever there is a numeric column, we'll do all the auto calculation for you, which will help you to create your dashboard. Now we come back to the working area. This is my working area. This is also called as a canvas. Now here, this is the place where you're going to put all your KPI, your graph, your charts, or whatever you say. You're going to place it over here. So first I have to design my canvas. Now my canvas should not be just plain black and white. So what I do, simply I would try and make it a little colorful. So I go on to my right hand side, and in the right hand side this is an option which talks about formatting. So I'm going to click on the word formatting, and when you click on this formatting option on the right hand side, which is here, this one, and you will see option canvas background. Under canvas background, you will see an option called color. So you go and decide what color you want for your canvas, something like this. But when I click on that color, it is not visible in my canvas, because simply by default your transparency is 100%, so you have to fade it to 0, or you make it whatever you want. So basically, if you want a very dark color, then make it 0, and then you will see it's apply onto your canvas. The next part you do is now you're going to place all your KPI. Now what exactly is the KPIs are? Key point indicator. Now this key point indicator will give you a number which is going to be pulled from your database and will tell you that what is a total sales from my database, what could be a profit, how much I have invested, all this related in terms of total number. I no need to go into my table, do the total of the calculation and then see the number. So basically what you have to do is you have to go back to your visualization mode. So now instead of here, which is my formatting, now I move from format, I go to my visualization. Now when I'm on to visualization mode, I have all different charts available for me to work around and show all your data in a visual format. But before I show them in a visual format, I want to create something called KPIs. So now I'm going to draw my first KPI indicating what is my total sales in my table. Okay, so in short, what I'll do, I'll go to my visualization panel, and from there I'm going to select this option which says card, and it is written on top 1, 2, 3. When you tick on it, by default you will see one box popped on your canvas. Now this is empty as of now because I have not placed any information. So in order to place your total sales, what you are supposed to do, you go to the right hand side panel where your name of the columns are listed. Simply drop and drag one of the column which you want to show on to your left hand side into your KPI. So I'm going to take total sales. So this is like sigma sign represent total. That means it's going to show me the value of total sales of my entire table. So I'm going to click, drop and drag it to this place which is called as the fields. The moment I drop it, you will see on the left hand side automatically he has created a number which says my total sales is 118.73 million. Now I can do little formatting and I make it small, large. Now since we don't have that much time to do the formatting of this particular number, I'll show you. I'll try to make it as simple as I can. Now if I want to make this KPI look a little more beautiful with the headings and all that, so simply what you have to do, let the selection be as it is, come back to your right hand side panel, go to this option called format, and you can work around with these two options. One is called visual and one is called general. In visual, you talk about the call out value. Now what is call out value? The number that you see, these are called call out value. You can make change with this call out value with the font size, style, and color, whatever you want. And if suppose you don't want this label sum of sales, which is created by default, you can put this data label, category label off. So let's say for example, if I put it off, what will happen? As soon as I put it off, the value which is shown here, sum of sales, went off. So as of now, let that be on. Because that's where we understand it is a total of sales. I can create my own also, but since time is very less, it's very difficult to show you how to create that. Next, after doing that, if I click on the drop down of this call out value, see, I can make it bold. As soon as I click on the bold, you see the value become bold. As soon as I click on underline, you see then the value has become underlined. So you can work around and make change with the color, style, whatever you want. Even if you think you want to have a nice background color, of course you can do that too. But for that you need to go to general. In general you have an option called effects, and under effects there is something called back color. I go to this back color and I might take it something like this. Oh, but that's too dark, so I would prefer, let's see if I check some other color. What happens? See now, as soon as I selected that color, it is applicable into my KPI. So your first KPI is ready. Like this, you might have to do 3, 4, 5, whatever your table requirement. So in short, now what am I going to do is, I am done with one. I could have done many more things on that. But since, as I said, I have a very short video and I have to cover many things. So this is my first thing that I did. Now what simply you have to do is copy paste, Control C, Control V. Now when you do Control C, Control V, you have a second KPI and you can drop and drag below. And now what you are going to do is, you are going to only change the columns details. Now what I'm going to do is, now here I'm going back to my visual. Let's go back to visual. So instead of clicking on the formatting here, I'm clicking on this. And now I'm going to say, let's say I want to see cost of goods sold. How much? So I'm going to drop and drag this column and drop it here instead of sum of sale. Now you will see automatically the value changed here. That means I have cost recurring was 101.83 million and the total sales was 118, right? Same way I will create one more KPI. I just copy paste, Control C, Control V, and I'm going to drop it little down. So now I'm going to have the third KPI, but third KPI I want to show you my total profit. So I'm going to drag this one and drop it instead of cost of sale. As soon as I see, I get to know my profit, that is the difference of this to this is this much. Same way if I want to show you my total sales also, okay, not the gross one. So there is something called gross sales also. Let's see, it is there, so I can show you that also in the form of KPI. So again, I Control C, Control V, or your Control V is already there. You can just place it down somewhere. Like this, you can have 5, 6 KPI, or maybe you can have 3, whatever you want. Now I might take also discount. What was the discount? So I get to know that I have given this much as the discount. Like this, I have done only 4 as of now. You can create 5, you can create 6 as per your data. Now that's my first part which I have shown you. Okay, now my next part of the video is how are you going to create those charts, the visualization. Now in order to do that, we simply first take one of these pie chart which is there in the visualization. This is the panel from where you're going to pick one. So normally I teach the very basic one, that is my pie chart. When I click on the pie chart, you will see the pie chart is going to be, I undo that. Why? Because when you're creating any of this visualization, any chart, your pointer should not be on any of these key point indicator. Your pointer should be on the canvas. And then click on the pie chart, which is this one. Okay, I tick and I will see a blank chart visible on my screen. I can increase the chart a little bit bigger so that you can see what exactly are going to happen when I do my combinations of different columns. So here I want to show you country wise sales. So basically I'm going to drop and drag country column from my column panel here and drop it into legend. Now we get to know that what he created, that you are dealing in this 5-6 countries. So he automatically created that. Now where are your values? So let's say if I want to take the sales into consideration, what I did sales, so I'll drop it into the value. As soon as I drop it into the value, my chart is ready on my screen with all the details. Now next part is, you want to have the same formatting applicable here. You can do the formatting from here also, okay, but again it's going to be very long video if I do that, but simply this looks beautiful. Yeah, one thing I can do here in this particular chart, I don't want to see this legend here. This legend is occupying extra space on my chart. So what I can do, I can come back to my format, this place, go to the legend and put it off. As soon as I put it off, you see the legend goes off. But now if they goes off, I won't know which color, which country. So what I can do, I can go to this data label. In the data label, there is an option down, data value and percentage. Instead of that, all details. So now when you say all detail, it will also show you your name of the country. Let's see if I make it a little bigger. You will see which country it is representing. See here it says Germany. Since the font size is too small, I need to now increase the font size at the same time. So I go to the value. In the value, I have to make it, see, now you see it's a United States of America. You see there's a Canada. You see there's a France. There's a Germany. So in short, if I increase this font a little bigger, you will see them properly. Like this, you are going to make your chart as your first visualization mode. Okay, may happen that if it's too small or too big, try and see that you work with your values. May you reduce or you may increase. That depends on how you are going to create it. I can't increase further because otherwise you won't be able to see your data properly. Okay, the next part after this, once you created this, the chart which you have here on screen. Now what you're going to do, you're going to have, this is your title and this is your chart. I want to show that this is a title, this is chart. So what I can do, I can fill a back color here so that it discriminates between the title and the chart. So what I'm going to do is, I come back to my formatting. I go to this option general. Under general, you will have an option called effects. Let me see, title. Yeah, I will go to this option called title, and under title I would prefer giving a back color. So we scroll down and there you have an option here, text color is fine. May I want to have a back color, I will go and make it back something like this. See, automatically it gives you a back color, preferably the one which I have given into my left hand side KPI. So I would take same as it is. I might make it bold, I may make it center aligned. So when I do all that, it goes into the center. May also I will increase the font size a bit bigger so that it fits within, and now you look like a proper chart. Look here on the left hand side. You got a background, you got a font size change, you put it into the center. Now once you do that, you are done with the first chart is ready. May happen if I want to give a proper border also, then you can, there's an option when you scroll down which says you can put your divider on. Okay, so you will have a line in between. Maybe you want to have some now as I said, you want to have a little border to your graph at the edge of it. So what we can do, we can come back to your formatting, and in this formatting we have an option called effects. That's in general tech category. We have an effects. Under effects, you will have a background, which I don't want to change the background of my chart. I want to stick to that, but I want to have a visual border, which I will put it on and see what's going to be impacting on the other side. It has created a border, but you won't see right now. I'll show you later on. And I also put a shadow over there, which is a black color. I have to put on. So this settings, when you put it on, now you see you have a dark here border connected here. This is because I activated that option called shadow and visual border. So the border is also there to my chart. Remember, you have to do all the formatting on one chart, and this can be applicable to other charts also. Okay. Okay, the next part, I want to create another chart. Now what I'm going to simply do is I'm going to copy paste this chart, Control C, Control V. So I am duplicating this and I'm pasting on the right hand side. Now what simply I will do, I will try and create this chart into a stack bar. So basically I have to change the chart type. So I again go back to my visualization mode here, and I'm going to take this stack bar, which is the third one. Either I take this one or this one, column stack bar. So I take this one. So automatically he has converted my chart. So it is like simply changing the chart type, which we do in Excel also. But here when I use the stack bar, that means there is a special property connected. So I'm not going to use the same data. I might change some another data, another combination. So that means I can see two things in one bar. Okay. So basically I can go back to my column, this side. And what are the options available to me in this particular stack bar? That means I can go with different combination when it comes to x-axis, y-axis and the legends. Now what I'll do, I will try and take profit out here. So definitely I'll take country wise, instead of sales, I would take profit. Okay, and on top of that, sales also. Let's see. But that's too gaudy, because that's too many value representation which won't be understood. So I need to change the combination. Students, I'll repeat this. Again, I copy this. I'm going to paste it. I have a replication of this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this stack bar. Now in stack bar, as I told you, that you have to take different data. So my new combination won't be country wise sales, but it would be sales already there, which is done. So I would prefer sales, but not country wise. So I would prefer taking month name, because I want to see month wise. So instead of country, I would take month and remove the country, and the take country part down in the legend. Now see here, what if I don't take this? I have taken only two here right now. It is month wise, so it show me Jan, Feb, March, April, and what was the sales done, right? So one second, again something went wrong. I delete this. So I'm here on this particular thing, and there you have taken a combination of month name and the sales. So in which month what sales I did. Now if I want to, on top of that, I want to see which country has done how much sales in which month. That is like stack bar. So that means I have to show you for each country in each bar. That means if I have a data of 5 countries, I have to represent my data in every month 5 breakup. So now if I do 5 breakup, then it becomes very difficult to understand your chart. So what I can do, I'm going to take country, drop it into legend, and if my chart look very weird like this, then I can convert into best to country to be shown in my chart, and I can do that. So what I'll do, I'll go to this filter tab. Sometimes this filter tab is visible to you. If it is not visible, then click on this arrow key. When you click on this arrow key, it will show you your filter chart, and from there you can select drop down on the country, say basic filter, and select this option called top N. Top N means you decide which top 2. So I'm going to put here a number 2. That means show me top 2 country ka value, not every country ka value. Okay, and you have to drop this column country here where it says value and click on apply. The moment you click on apply filter, you will see your chart change into only comparison of 2 country which are the best 2 country from your data. See, it shows you this is America and this is Mexico. Everywhere it is comparing with America and Mexico because these are the best data available as per the database. So now this seems to be very good chart. Why? Because it is only comparing 2 country and their data and in the form of a stack bar. Right? Same way I might create one more chart. So I copy paste this, Control C, Control V, and I drag it down. Now wherever you drag it, now you simply go to the visualization mode, which is this, and take let's say I want to take a table. So in that case, my table, it's called as a matrix. The difference between a table and a matrix is table will show you the column that you want to see in your screen, but in matrix you can have you can say, I can say there is something called as 2 band, single band, double band. Like you can see in the column also, you can see in the row also. So I would prefer going right now with this matrix. And you see automatically he has converted my 2 best country ka data on my screen, that this is what your Mexico is doing, this is what your American numbers are doing, and this is as per your month which are there in your table. Now I won't take the same data, so definitely I now need to change this combination. Okay, now I'm going to flip this data to something else, since I have already taken this matrix and it shows me this value. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make changes in the column heading. So basically, instead of month name, which is here, I'll delete that and I would take the combination of product name and compare with the country, okay, and sales. So now it shows me product name on one side, which country you are dealing with, and what are their total sales. Let me pull this and you get to know you got a nice data on your screen with this is called 2 dimension, because on one side it shows you your name of your country, but here right now it shows you only the best 2. If you want to see all your country, then come back to this drop down, and instead of this you say basic filtering and select all. Okay, when you click on all, it now shows you for every country. Now that's where you increase your length of your chart, and that's where we understand that this is why you required. And if you want your chart to have the same formatting, so you select this one, go to the format painter and tick on it. Select format painter, tick outside and you see your data is back to every data. Okay, I stop. Now again I copy paste one of this, Control C, Control V. Oh, stop. So I again copy paste one of this, and you see it's again coming on that. I'll put it onto the right hand side, and on the right hand side I would convert this table into donut. So I tick on the donut. Automatically, since this is selected, this data will be converted into a donut. Now this is again look very weird because there are too many country name and then their values are represented, because I need to now delete from here all this and now I have to select the appropriate column name for which I want my data to be visible. So every time you are comparing your sales, but today now I'm going to compare their profit, or maybe as per the year. Let me take year into a legend, what happened, and then take a profit into the values, and then it says only 2 year ka data is visible on your screen. That I can do very easily. So that's a great option that I can work around, that it is only for 2 years. And this is how you created your donut chart, which is sum of the profit per year by year. So it's showing me per year. Same way I can create one more, copy paste, Control V, drag it down and make it little smaller so that everyone looks similar. Drag him down, and you can convert this into, maybe I could say, a funnel also, or I can take it as let's take funnel. And now you see the same data is represented in this format, which is this. But as I said, we are not going to take the same combination, so I delete, and instead of, I would say, discount what was given and which category. So now it shows me, oh, that's too much, so again I can't take this also. Category wise, so I would take country, and I would say a gross, that's a discount into the value, and only 2 country, 2 discount. If I take this funnel further down, let's see, that's it. So you have only 2 country, 2 country are visible, because we have taken here by best 2. I would not take best 2, but let it be all. So I go to the basic, select all. So all countries are visible here, and then I'm done. I'm going to make this little smaller, and now my first part of the chart is ready, that I have 4 KPI, 5 different charts. And now as a student, you are going to create one more thing, that is, you are going to have a text box where you're going to write your name and roll number. So you're going to write your name Ajay, BFM, second year, and you can do whatever you want, and you can place it by making it bigger, font size, okay, make it center align, make it underline, whatever you want, and you must write your full HSN, HSBFM like that onto the right hand side. You can do all the formatting which is required to make it beautiful. Second thing you want to have here, there's a space of you are going to also put there is something called as slicer. Now this particular dashboard will also help you, that if suppose if I click on any of this chart, like let's say I want to click on this Canada country here in my pie chart, see your data automatically changes at every places. Same if I click on this France, according to that you have your selection, that the value in the entire dashboard is changed. Same if I click on this part, as per this year, what was the output. So definitely when you tick on one, it makes a reflection everywhere. I go back to my panel and I click on this. That means it's going to show me my value in the form of database, and I click on back. I click on this. When I tick outside, it means back to all. Next, what I do here is I want to create a what you can say slicer, that what we have done in pivot table in semester 1 of Excel, where you can go back to your visualization mode and take this option called slicer. Here, this one. When I tick on it, again by default my pointer was on that chart, and that's why I just selected that. So I undo that, put a pointer on the canvas, and then click on the slicer. Now you get a blank slicer. You want to see year wise or a country wise, so I would definitely go with country wise. It'll show me all the name of the country. If it is vertical and you want to make it horizontal, you can flip this by going into this formatting. Slicer settings, vertical list, make it 1 second. Let me first vertical tile, you make it horizontal. Now you try and fit in this way that all your name come together and you can place it wherever you want. So I can do something like this as a slicer, and here this is the place where my panel of my dashboard will be coming up. You can place wherever you want, or I can take my name and place it onto the right hand side because there's ample of space here. So I can use this space to create my heading of my name. Okay, so that looks beautiful. Even if you think you want to make it alignment as per your convenience, you can do that. So I would take him a little down. So alignment you do. I am just explaining you that how you are going to place things in a proper format. Now we are into the last part. The last part is that I need to have a panel which is like, if I click on pie chart, the pie chart should be zoom up on the screen. If I click on the stack bar chart will be zoom up on the screen like that. Now in order to create that panel which look like it's a proper dashboard, so what I want to do is I go to this format. Okay, sorry, back to your home. There is something called insert. In insert there's an option called shape. I take a rectangle and I'm going to drop it here because that's too big. So make it bigger, wider, and drop it down. Now why I have taken this and putting it down, because it look like it's a separate part of your page. Okay, so that look, this is your dashboard and this is the panel from where you want whatever you want will be visible on your screen. It is like on your website there's an option called about, something like that, and definitely the color should be a different one. So that's why when I ticked here general effects and the back color is not there, so definitely it's not a title, but let's put it on. Oh, but it's not getting reflected here because that is not I required. So I need to go to general, style, fill, and make it this, because that's a good combination I have taken everywhere. So that look like a blue and a violet color. Okay, or I could have done, instead of this I would have taken this color because that's like everywhere my headings are there. And now what I'm going to do is, it look like it's a proper dashboard with a panel. Okay, this panel where my buttons are going to be placed. So I'm going to draw 1 or 2 buttons, remaining you can do by yourself. So I'm going to go to my button, tick on it and say blank. When you click on blank, you will see it's come here. I'm going to drop and drag this somewhere down here, and now you have to name it as home tab. So what I do, I go to this shape. There is something called style. Put it on text, and there you write home. Cap lock on, HOME, and you see it's printing over there, home. Look here, it's printed home, HOME. I can make it a little bigger in font size, so I can tamper with the number here with 10 instead of 10. I will make it 14, 15, whatever I want. I make it bold. I might make it a little black font color. So I'm changing all that, and that's why you see the home tab got some value over there. And if I want to see further that there should be a fill color, so I'll put that on and make it look something different. Okay, so you decide what color combination you want to go. I'll just select this and then I'll fill it up with different color. So I've done that, fill the color with something else. Then I further went down and I say I want to have a border also, I want to have a shadow also. So that I put it on, and then I need to increase this a bit bigger because otherwise that border would not give you that good impression as far as the home tab is concerned. Okay, that's done. Last, when we come back to this particular portion, you can try and work with whether you want to have a glow or not. So it'll give you a glow effect onto your button, so which I have right now put it off. I don't want to have that glow on. You can try and see whether it works or not. Next, what you're going to do, you're going to have a multiple like this. So I'm going to you can work with many options beside that. I'm not going to do that because we don't have time. So one I have created, I Control C, Control V, duplicate it. You have to do this 4-5 times because you have to create multiple buttons. Now this button name should be not a home tab. It would be like country sales, sorry, sales. Then next I would prefer copy paste. This is based on country. Or I would say periodic sale. So simply I'm just changing their name. Rest I will stick to whatever I have. Control V. Control C, Control V. That's my donut, which is your profit by year, periodic profit, I can say that. If you think your names are not fitting, then you can increase the size. Control V one more time. Control V. I got one more and drag it this side. I might say table. So I go here and keep changing the name. TABLE. May happen I want to see discount. I Control V one more time. Control C, Control V, and let's say that could be your discount. So basically you are changing into this particular place, and when you enter, it's applied. So now I have created 5, 2, 4, 6 buttons, and name according to what you have data. So you can name whatever. I've just made it simple. Now what next I'll do is I also rename this page, which is here, which is called by default page. I'll make it home because this contains everything. This contains everything. So I rename this to home. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate this. Right click, duplicate. There's an option called duplicate. So you got a duplicate page and you have to name this as sales. Double click and make it SALES. Same way I will duplicate one more time and make it as period sale. Now that means you have to do duplication 5 times, one you already have, and every time you have to change it with what the name of the buttons you have. So now I will make this as periodic sale. Next I will duplicate and make it table. Double click, when you double click, it can allow you to rename it. Like this you will one do for discount also, which I don't have a time, and it'll become my video very big. So that's why I cut short only to this 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have 6. Okay, now let's say you are on the sales. In sales, you are not going to show me any of this chart. Just delete them. and try and see that you expand this particular on a large scale. So that means when I'm sales, I'm looking for only sales by country and larger. Okay. And now you can increase this font size also, because now you have a very good width to work around. Same in periodic. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want. So I just select and delete them. Tick and delete. And increase this people, this chart, so that you know when you are talking about periodic sale, I want to show you this only, not anything else. Same when it comes to table, why show other charts? So we delete everybody, but we keep only the table. Like this you will do for your country wala. Okay. Now since this is look very small, try and go to the formatting, and you can work around with your value and increase this from 10 to make it 15 and 18 and make it as big as you want, so that you see a bigger number and you occupy your entire screen with values which you can't see in small numbers. Once you put this value, you will see all together. See, the table should look proper. That's why you have to increase it to 15, 14 and possible whatever you want. So I might also expand this a bit and make it something like this. Okay, try and do by yourself, play around, it will work. Like this you will do one for the next one. I will come back to my home tab, and now you've been to last part. Now you're on the home tab, you see everybody. If you're here, like means I'm here now, I can see everybody. But when I click on sales, it should show me this particular page, this page, not all. So what I can do, I can go to this first page, which is my home page, and now I'm going to create a links. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on sales, select this tab, or select this button, go to this panel, and in that there's something called action. Just put it on. So first thing you put it on, then you see a drop down. Under that you will see this option called back. So take it navigator. Take the option page navigator. When you click on it, this option gets activated, destination where. So you click on the none and say sales, which means when I'm going to click on sales, now see when my pointer goes on home, no palm. It does not show you like this. But when you click on the sales, you see there's a palm like this. So basically now it's hyperlinked. So now when you click on home, a control button, and you tick on the sales, you will be taken to this particular page. That's how you have to do for all the pages. Same way, if I click on this period sale and I want to jump here, what I'll tick on this button, go to the action, put the action on, go to this back, make it navigator, none, make it periodic sale. You are done. See here. Like this you do for every other page, and you do the vice versa. From other page you can come back to this side also. And that's how you're going to create your dashboard. And once you are done, you're going to go to file, click on save, give your name with your roll number and click on save. Like I will say HSBFM, roll number 021, name blah blah blah, and click on save. So let's say I put it on my computer desktop and I click on save. I'm going to close this after this. Say is updating, and when I'm going to click on close, I go back to my dash. You see this file. This file is the one that you're going to send me in the form of attachment.